Welcome, everyone, to Celebrate and Elevate. This is our annual Women in Podcasting celebration for International Women's Day. Today, on this episode of the Women in Podcasting show, we'll be featuring some amazing women podcasters and their podcast, and you'll also get to meet some expert guests from our community as well. We have so many interesting niches and people in our Women in Podcasting community, and every single one of these women and non-binary people have been brave enough to elevate their voice and share their message. It's this courage and confidence that binds us together through podcasting. It's a very supportive community. I'm so inspired by every woman in this group. And we've gathered together here today to encourage and lift each other up in celebration of International Women's Day. So you can find all the links and resources mentioned on today's show in our show notes at womeninpodcasting.net. If you'd like to join our community, go to womeninpodcasting.net and click on Join in the menu. So my name is Jennifer Hensel. I'm a podcaster, author, and founder of the Women in Podcasting Network and Elevating Experts Club. And I'm the host of the Women in Podcasting show, where you can hear tips for starting, growing, and monetizing your podcast and message, and where you can meet other women podcasters and hear their inspiring stories. So in 2012, I was able to turn my side gig into my full-time income, and now I help others using my framework for more flow, focus, and freedom. I love creating opportunities for women to connect and collaborate in meaningful ways. My mission is to elevate women's voices everywhere. You can find me and my show at womeninpodcasting.net. Now let's meet our amazing guests. We'll hear from VIP members first. Yeah, Elaine Lindsay, come on up.
Oh, thanks so much, Jennifer. I'm Elaine Lindsay, my podcast, Suicide Zen Forgiveness. We share the stories of guests who have lived through suicide loss, ideation, and mental health. I firmly believe that sharing your story can lighten your burden. And I'm on a mission to end the silence, stigma, and shame about suicide loss, ideation, and mental health, because I would like to see a change in my lifetime. I'm only sorry I started as late as I did, but we lose people every single day. Here in Canada, where we don't have even a tenth of the people in the States, we're losing 12 people a day, which is absolutely obscene. Add that up by every other country in the world, and it's critically important we get the message out there for people to choose life. Thank you. www.szf42.com. You can just look for Suicide Zen Forgiveness. It's everywhere.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Up next, Amy Taylor.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy from my podcast is Advancing with Amy, Mental Health Warrior and Neurospicy Mama. And the podcast is where we talk about women, mental health, neurodiversity, and everything in between. I speak from real life experience as I have personally bipolar disorder, ADHD, and anxiety, and I have a daughter on the spectrum. And my hope is to spread education and positivity. I do that through interviews with experts, authors, and real women who have overcome their struggles. We aim to foster a community of understanding, compassion, and healing. And whether you're dealing with anxiety, burnout, or just looking for some self-care tips, this is a safe place to learn and grow. And you can find us at www.advancingwithamy.com or on Spotify or Apple or any of the major networks under Advancing with Amy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Amy. That was so well done. So anybody, if you could raise your hand if you're a VIP member, which is a paid member of our Women in Podcasting Club. Yes, Cindy, come on up.
Hi, I'm Cindy Burns, and I am a grief coach. I help anybody who's grieving a loss of any kind, whether it's due to death or you lose a friendship, you lose a job, those kind of losses. We all grieve. Nobody gets through this life without it. And my podcast is called the Good Grief Podcast. And it focuses on people who have had grief in their life and have grown stronger, braver, and more resilient, and done something good because of the grief.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
So up next, SoCal Voices. You've been a member for a long time. Come up next and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Ross. I am the founder and host of SoCal Voices podcast, where we have candid conversations about living and thriving in Southern California. Listeners hear interviews that inspire them to enhance their lives and their communities and discover the people and places that make SoCal special. Now, even if you're not from Southern California, you can still benefit from what SoCal Voices has to offer. So I invite all of you to hop on over to the website, socalvoices.com, or your favorite podcast platform to hear what we're all about.
Thank you so much. And it's an amazing podcast, and you do so much amazing work with your community. Really good example of that. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Up next, Jody Krangle. Come on up and introduce yourself. Tell us all about you.
Yes, if I could find the unmute button. So many of us are entrepreneurs and are very conscious of the way that our business looks, the colors we use, the fonts we use, all the graphics that go into making the business look professional. But have we thought about how our business sounds? So my name is Jody Krangle, and I'm a voice actor. I've been doing that for over 16 years. I'm also the host of Audio Branding, the Hidden Gem of Marketing. That's at audiobrandingpodcast.com. I talk about how sound influences us, both in our buying decisions and our daily lives. And sound is really important and powerful. So I put this podcast together over 4 years ago so that the people I work with, creative directors, audio branding companies, video production people, the people who hire voice actors because they care about the way that a business sounds, could explain to their clients that the sound of a brand is the quickest way to make their audience care. If you think about this, think about watching a movie without the sound. You'll understand what's going on with the plot, maybe, but will you care? That's the issue. It's the sound that gives the action on the screen its emotional context, what we're supposed to feel when we watch it. So without the sound, the emotion, the deeper connection to the heart, it's lost. And it's the same way with your advertising. Without sound, it's harder to make people care. And the quickest way to your audience's heart is through sound. If you'd like to learn more about how to do that, why it's important, and the latest developments in the audio branding space, you can listen to the Audio Branding Podcast anywhere you find your podcasts or on the website, again, at audiobrandingpodcast.com. And if you have questions for possible or suggestions for possible guests or subjects, I'd definitely love to hear from you. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well done as always. And Jody is an excellent guest as well. Okay, up next, Paula.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paula Sima, and I'm the host of Talk Show with P. Talk Show with P is a safe space for creatives to share their creative journeys and their mental health battles. I'm an advocate for mental health because I myself battled with depression, and that's how I started my podcast. So if you want to check it out and hear these journeys, the entire purpose of the podcast, the mission is to inspire one person out there who's feeling some type of way about their mental health or their creative journey. You can find me on all platforms at Talk Show with P.
Thank you so much. And up next, Gretchen. Could you come up and tell us about you and your podcast?
Hi, I'm Gretchen, aka G-Rex. My partner and I, Dirty Skittles, we have a podcast called Shit That Goes On in Our Heads. Podcast came about after I had a mental breakdown Christmas Day 2022. The mission of our podcast is to normalize how we talk about mental health so that no one feels as alone in their journey as I did and terrified. You can find us at www.goesoninOurheads.net.
Great. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And up next, Christy.
More than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's or some form of dementia, and over 2.5 million people care for an aging elder while also raising children under the age of 18. 3/5 of these sandwich generation folks are women. Hi, my name's Christy Byrne-Yates, and I'm a psychologist and author and co-host of Untangling Alzheimer's and Dementia, a podcast of alsauthors.com, which is a nonprofit global community of people creating content about Alzheimer's and dementia from personal experience in order to light the way for others. As nearly 100 or over as one of nearly 400 authors in the OWLS authors community, my book, Building a Legacy of Love, Thriving in the Sandwich Generation, tells my story of working full-time as a school psychologist, raising 2 children with my husband while caring for my parents, both of whom had some form of dementia. It's a story similar to many other moms out there who are squeezed between all the things, family, work, self-care. I invite you to check out owlsauthors.com, and that's alzauthors.com, to learn more about Owls Authors and to find our podcast. But you can also find the podcast Untangling Alzheimer's and Dementia on all of the platforms. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple. And you can also learn more about me at my website, christyyates.com. Thanks.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Up next, I'd like to bring up Fatima. Fatima is an amazing, amazing member of our community. She's so active in the chats. And so I am so thrilled to meet you face to face, Fatima.
My name is Fatima Bay, the Mind Shifter. And yes, I live up to that name. My podcast is called Mind Shift Power Podcast. It's a podcast for teens and the adults who work with them. We have raw, very raw, unfiltered conversations about anything that matters. So we talk about subjects from career to college to self-esteem to suicide to you name it. If it needs to be talked about, we're going to talk about it, especially if it's sensitive, because those are the things we need to talk about the most. My target, I would say my target audience is teenagers, adults who work with teens, and the adults who are still teens. That sounds like it's everyone. So my podcast is really, honestly, for everyone. The biggest response I get from people are teens who like what I have to say, but the adults who I made them think, which is the point. You can find me at my name, Fatima Bay. That's BEY.com. For my podcast, it's fatimabay.com/podcast. And that's enough about me. Sidebar, y'all are awesome because I'm really liking some of the stuff I hear.
That's great. Thanks so much for sharing. So who else? Raise your hand if you're a paid member of the Women in Podcasting Network or Elevating Experts Club. Katerina, come on up.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Katerina Rando, and I serve women on a mission just like you. Our podcast is called Expand Your Fempire. And the reason for that is because most women, we start businesses because we want to be helping other people. But you know what? It's not enough just to be awesome at what we do. We have to be able to also sell and market and run teams and make invitations. And we've recorded over 150 episodes, all designed to be thought-provoking, uplifting, and educational to support you to better be yourself, do your thing, serve your people, and if you're in a business, massively monetize your mastery, because a rising woman lifts all the women around her. And I'm here to support you and other women to rise up more with their voices on their journey. Again, Expand Your Fempire is the name of my podcast. And you can get that, of course, on Apple and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Up next, Tadra, come on up.
I'm Tadra. I'm the creator and host of a podcast called Women Being Loved. We are brand new. It's a solo podcast based on research interviews that I've conducted with women throughout the world who have found incredible, lasting romantic love at 35 and beyond. So most of the women have had difficult previous relationships, from domestic violence to painful divorces. So Women Being Loved gives encouragement to midlife women who aren't so sure that they're going to find real love. So each episode is 15 to 20 minutes, and I release a new one every Thursday. I'm on Apple, YouTube, Amazon, and my website at womenbeingloved.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so up next, Sasha, come on up.
Hi, everyone. I am Sasha Walton. I am a business strategist and CEO of SWI Management Group. And I have an amazing podcast called According to Sasha Podcast, where we spotlight entrepreneurs, creatives, authors, speakers, and young entrepreneurs. We're going into our sixth season starting on March 6th, and we would love to have you to join us or to be our guest. And to find out more about According to Sasha podcast, you can visit us at swimgtgroup.com. We are on every audio streaming platform as well as video. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now Instagram. And I'm excited to bring our business media platform to the Roku network at the end of this year. So definitely follow us, contact us, be a guest. Make sure you watch the show and reach us at www.swimgtgroup.com.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great. Thanks for sharing. Up next, Dana Bango.
Yes, Dana Bango, thank you. Hi, ladies. So nice to meet you. And thank you, Jennifer, for hosting us. I am a mind and body transformation coach, and I am the co-host of SoulNet podcast. And we are a group of 3 early childhood friends that reconnected in our midlife and recognized we were on a similar spiritual journey and handling a lot of these highs and lows of midlife, including, perimenopause, menopause, the sandwich generation, empty nesters, all of these trials and tribulations that come with this transitional time of life. We are all educators and wellness practitioners, myself, mind body transformation. We have a trauma certified therapist on our board. We have a forest therapy guide and an author on our pod as well. So a group of women that come together supporting women and men through the transitions of midlife. You can find us on all of the regular platforms, Apple, Spotify, and then some. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. Oh, you all inspire me so much. I just can't get over it. Like, I'm just so thrilled at all the different expertise and the life experience and the bravery you all bring to sharing your voice. It's just amazing to me. So thank you for being here. So up next, Megan Mary.
Yes, hi. What did you dream last night? We all have between 3 to 5 dreams per night, but are you remembering them and harnessing their transformative power? My name is Megan Mary, founder of Women's Dream Analysis. I am an author, mystic, and host of the Women's Dream Enlightenment podcast, created for women seeking support, guidance, and inspiration on their self-discovery journey. After being diagnosed with 3 chronic illnesses, I experienced a spiritual awakening. I now empower women to unlock the subconscious, reconnect with intuition, and discover higher purpose. My podcast features deep discussions, dream interpretations, and stories of spiritual awakening. I'm looking for new listeners. New episodes launch every other Wednesday on 20 audio and 4 video platforms. And it was voted the best spiritual awakening podcast in 2024 by FeedSpot and Player FM. I have been featured as an expert guest on over 60 podcasts and am available to talk about what dream analysis is and how it can help you gain confidence, clarity, creativity, and evolved spiritual intelligence, how to improve dream recall, lucid dream, and overcome nightmares, as well as my upcoming debut metaphysical mystery novel about dreams, magic, and personal transformation. If you'd like to have me on your show or collaborate, visit womensdreamanalysis.com and book a free discovery call.
Oh, so interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Up next, Lucy. Come on up and tell us about you and your podcast.
Hello there, amazing. My name is Lucy Liu, and I'm a life coach, author, speaker, and host of the podcast, The Lucy Liu Show. Balancing life can be tough. I personally have transformed my own life from a point of unhappiness, unfulfilled, stressed out, to now living my epic life, thriving, fulfilled, and full of joy. So join me and my guests each Thursday as we fuel your mind, business, and life. If you are a high achiever who aspires to uplevel your business and upgrade your life, this is the podcast for you, where each week I interview powerful female experts, authors, and speakers. So search for The Lucy Liu Show anywhere podcasts are available, and that is LucyLiu. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Thanks for being here and for sharing. Up next is Christy from Mummy's Playground. Come on up.
Yeah, perfect. So hi, my name is Christy, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to share about my very new podcast. We are actually just 6 episodes in. So previous to this, I have about 2 decades of experience as a high school educator. And in that career, I dedicated myself to creating a safe space for students to grow and explore and feel confident. And now, through the power of podcasting, I'm kind of amplifying that conversation on a totally different topic, which is women's sexual wellness. I come from a background of childhood sexual abuse. I was in the foster care system, and also now as an adult have chronic medical conditions. So I spent a lot of my adult life just working to kind of regain my power. So my mission is pretty clear. I want to inspire other women to embrace their sexual identities and lead confident, fulfilling lives through an authentic, sometimes hilarious conversation about body positivity, relationships, trauma, disabilities, and just all kinds of topics surrounding sexuality. I have a range of experts and co-hosts in the near future. And you can learn more about the podcast at mommysplayroom.com or your favorite podcast platform. Currently, episodes are bi-weekly with the goal of moving to weekly episodes Wednesdays at 8 p.m. So thank you for letting me share about this transformative journey.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Up next, Sabrina.
Hi, ladies. Sabrina right here. Hi, Jody. Hi, everyone. I am a host of multiple podcasts. We support the healthcare entrepreneurs to be able to scale more effectively in the healthcare digital health industry, exceeding $707 billion. Up to 80% of startups actually fail. We wanted to make sure the gifted founder truly become a market leader, not just a great idea. So we have the Health Tech Growth podcast at our syndicated platform, as well as the Provider's Edge podcast. And excitingly, we were also on a caregiver TV show where we were featuring these amazing founders at events. So thanks, ladies, for allowing me to be here.
Oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. So up next, Coach Sandy B. Come on up and tell us about you and your podcast.
Hello. So, we all have these dreams, but not everyone actually goes after them. My podcast, 90 Day Wins, encourages you to take that step. No more talking about what you're going to do. Actually, put a plan in place and achieve your goals. I talk with people who are everyday people, but who are willing and are taking those steps for their goals. I call them goal getters, and I am the chief goal getter with 90 Day Wins. I'm a coach, and doing the podcast, I have solo and guests on, and the simple goal is to ignite something within you that you will take that first step. And after that first step, you will be encouraged and motivated to keep moving forward. If you don't achieve your goals within 90 days, you will have the momentum to actually move forward and make progress within your life. So if you're interested in getting past that procrastination and having a group of people that support you, come listen to 90 Day Wins podcast and get your wins with us.
Ooh, I love that. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Up next, Tammy. Come on up and tell us about you and your podcast.
How many of you have a favorite NFL football team? And if you do, I'll bet some of you have a favorite NFL cheerleader. I'm Tammy Barber, and I'm a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And in my new podcast, Sideline Legends, in their own words, we're going to talk about the 6 decades of talented men and women who have graced the NFL sidelines. And this is their story. I'm going to interview them, ask them for their stories, and the bond that is formed in the years that you are with the NFL. So if you're interested in learning more about what it's like to be on the sidelines for the NFL or meet some of those famous cheerleaders that you've only ever seen on TV, join me at Sideline Legends, in their own words. It is the second and fourth Sunday, simply because we're missing football right now. and I'm on all the platforms. I also am the host of Cancer, the Emotional Journey. I am a cancer patient. I have been in treatment for the last 3 years. In fact, I just had chemo about 4 hours ago. And I talk about my journey, the ups and downs, and the emotions of what happens when you get a cancer diagnosis. So come say hi wherever you are.
Oh, wow. That's an amazing story. I'm going to have to check out your podcast. I'm going to check out all these podcasts. But my husband and I were married in an NFL stadium.
Which one?
Home of the Raiders when they were in Oakland, Alameda Coliseum.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. So I take it he's a fan.
Yes.
He's a football. You're a football family.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for sharing. All right. Up next, Janie.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm Janie Genosis, and I lost my job in 2020 after 13 years of working there and 35 years in an industry, and was pretty devastated, obviously. And when I decided, what am I going to do with myself at that time, almost 60, I decided maybe other people would like to learn what I was learning. And so I decided to start a podcast, and it's called Reinvention Ready. And on that podcast, I interview people who either have reinvented themselves later in life, and that might be late 40s and on. I also interview people who have tips and expertise to help us as we get older. For instance, I just interviewed somebody on yoga and arthritis. I have a tapping person, a woman who's moved to Portugal and completely upended her life and is super happy. So I want to bring hope to people, help them make the rest of their life their best life. And Reinvention Ready can be found everywhere you listen to podcasts. And I'm also on YouTube. And I have a website, reinventionready.com and janiegenosis.com.
Wow. I would have never have guessed 60. I want whatever potion you're taking.
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah. That's great. I will. I'm excited. I love podcasts, so I'm excited to listen to all of these podcasts. Now, did I miss anybody? I think everybody's gone, right? Does anybody have any closing comments you'd like to add for International Women's Day to inspire and encourage other women to use their voices?
So I just want to remind the women out there that your story matters, your voice matters. The world needs to hear it. And let's not just talk about it, but be about it. Let's show up for the communities that pour onto us. Let's support each other. Let's retweet, share, leave a review. That's all the ways you can support. And if you think there are too many podcasts out there, they're not. We still need more. So start that podcast. Go for whatever that you want to go for, because the time is now. And Jennifer, thank you for always having this platform to bring us together, whether it's Christmas, summer, or now on Women's International Day. I am so blessed to be a part of your community, and everything that you do and pour into us does not go unrecognized. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm just thrilled to know all of you and to see everything everybody's doing. It's just so inspiring and so empowering. So is there anybody else who would like to include some parting words? Fatima.
Yeah, I just want to say we are stronger together. Very often I see women that passive aggressively bicker with each other and are jealous and all that other kind of silly stuff. We can do more to support. The more we support each other, the more we actually get supported ourselves. We reap what we sow. So in honor of International Women's Day, make it a point to find 3 women to support with positive comments, like their podcast, whatever it is. Find 3 women to support.
Oh, that's a beautiful challenge. Wonderful. Thank you for those inspiring words. And Sasha, you had some words to share?
Yeah, so in honor of International Women's Day, I want to encourage and inspire all the women out there listening to come out from behind that comfort zone. It is a beautiful place outside of that comfort zone, and the world needs to experience the glory of who you are and all the things that you could bring to the table. So whatever it is that you want to do and the dreams you want to accomplish, make sure you do that. And this is the perfect month to do so. And get out there and inspire the world.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing those beautiful words. Anybody else? Dana.
It's just about strong like woman. All of these phrases always go after men, and really we are strong and resilient and so capable and in a compassionate and caring way. So remember to settle into our divine feminine and the strength that that vulnerability carries.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And somebody else raised their hand? Katerina?
What I want to remind every woman of is that she matters. You all matter, that we all have massive value to bring, that our voices matter, that we have a right to use our voices, to ask for what we want, to create change in the world. And the more we use our voices, the more other women will hear our voices align with us. And together we can create whatever change we want to see in the world. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And Elaine, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say for International Women's Day and every other day, it is never, ever too late to start again. I'm 68 and there's still things I'm starting. Took me a long time to get there, but you can do it over and over. Just keep reinventing. In all honesty, it's fun.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Lucy, did I see you raise your hand? Yeah, come on up.
Hello, hello, beautiful souls. I just want to remind everyone here that if you are tuning in, you are remarkable. We are all remarkable. We are all unique. You are unique in this world in your own ways. So believe there is a way, believe that everything's happening for a reason, believe that more blessings are coming your way.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Cindy, you see Cindy? Oh, Cindy, come on up.
I just want to remind everybody that age is a number. If you find yourself thinking or even saying, if I was younger, I would whatever, do it. Do it. You're never too old to reach for what is in your heart. It may be scary, but anything worth doing is a little bit scary.
So true. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
And Amy has been raising her hand as well.
Oh, Amy, come on up.
I just want to say it took a long time for me to start my podcast. I waited years to do it because I had an idea, but I was afraid to come out and say I was bipolar and that I had ADHD and anxiety and all these things. And just, it's time for women to speak out, tell their story, be who you are and be proud of who you are, and let the world know so that you can not only heal yourself, but you can give a voice to others that are too afraid to do so, and they find some camaraderie in that, and that means something.
Wow, so many inspiring and empowering women. Remember, you can find all the links and resources from today's show at womeninpodcasting.net. Please support these women by giving their podcast a listen and positive 5-star review. We'd also love for you to subscribe and review to the Women in Podcasting Show. If you're listening to this and you have a message to share with the world, we want to encourage you to be bold and elevate your voice. Join us over in the Women in Podcasting Network at womeninpodcasting.net. We provide tools, templates, and trainings for starting, growing, and monetizing your podcast. You can find guests for your podcast, and you can find guesting and speaking opportunities on podcasts, summits, and events. My name is Jennifer Hensel again, and thanks so much for listening or watching today. Until next time, be encouraged.